What is import in textile and apparel business? Import trade refers to the purchase of goods from a foreign country. The procedure for import trade or import procedure differs from country to country, depending upon the import policy, the statutory requirements, and customs of different countries. Some key steps of import procedure. 1. Trade inquiry. An inquiry is a written request from the intending buyer or its agent for information regarding the price and necessary terms on which the exporter and terms on which the exporter will be able to supply goods. 2. Procurement of import license. A firm or person cannot import goods in any country without a valid import license. An import license may be either a general license or a specific license. It should be noted here that goods can be imported from any country under the general license, whereas individual license permits to import on. 3. Obtaining foreign exchange. It is one of the most important points of import procedure, where the importer has to make payment for imports in the currency of the exporting country. The foreign exchange reserves of any country are controlled by the government and are released through its central bank. 4. Placing the indent or order. This order is known as indent. It contains the instructions from the importer to the quantity and quality of goods required, methods for forwarding them. A confirmatory indent is one where an order is placed subject to the confirmation by the importer's agent. 5. Dispatching letter of credit LC. The exporter wants to be sure that there is no risk of non-payment. Usually, for this purpose, he asks the importer to send a letter of credit LC to him. A letter of credit is popularly known as LC. 6. Obtaining necessary documents. On the receipt of the letter of credit LC, the exporter arranges for the shipment of goods and sends an advice note to the importer immediately after the shipment of goods. After that, the exporter draws a bill of exchange on the importer for the invoice value of goods. 7. Customs formalities and clearing of goods. After receiving necessary documents of title of the goods, in this stage, the importer's only concern is to take the delivery of goods when the ship arrives at the port and to bring them to his own place of business. 8. Making the payment. Here, the model and time of making the payment are specified according to the terms and conditions as agreed to earlier between the importer and exporter. Usually 30 to 90 days are allowed to the importer for making the payment of DAR and DP bills. 9. Closing the transaction. The last step in the import procedure is closing the transaction. But if he is not satisfied with the quality of goods, he will write to the exporter and settle the matters. The insurance company will pay him the compensation under advice to the exporters if the goods have been damaged in transit.